So next for DS we have Doryan. Going up against Shiro's Aquaforce, I'm assuming that Doryan is going to use Gear Chronicle, which is a pretty good matchup against Aquaforce because they have the ability to remove a lot of uh, Aquaforce's units from the field. Not only that, but from what I saw, I didn't see Shiro using any resist units. He should know that double mulligan is allowed. Let me make sure he knows that double mulligan is allowed. Never mind, he didn't ask. So we missed the grade 1 ride from Shiro. Mindstar Trooper. When this unit is attacked, it gains 5k. So 11 to 11. That unit makes guarding easier, but since he didn't even want to guard, there's not much point. These cards are really good in theory if you want to have low damage starting off, but if you're not going to guard at the start anyway, it doesn't. All it does is deter from early game rush down. And there are some decks where that's good, like in an Aquaforce Mirror match, Shiro's actually pretty well off. And Shiro's rushing at grade 2 again. He also called a limit enabler, so at grade 3 in the next turn, he's going to be at a problem. If I was Doryan, I would guard the Vanguard's attack just to prevent Shiro from trying to search out a grade 3 through that. Again, that's what I would do, especially because he only needs a 10k shield to guard it and for a no pass. If you can get away only dropping one unit to guard, then it's a good idea to do it, especially in a case like this, because Shiro very likely is going to plus from it. And Doryan guards. Heal trigger appears. He gets the same thing happened in the last game, actually. Another trigger for Doryan, so that means his Vanguard's at 16k. On restand, Tidal Assault is hitting for exactly 16k, so Doryan drops a 5k to block. Doryan knows that Shiro has a 10k in hand from the heal trigger, but he can't confirm any other the other card in Shiro's hand. He doesn't even know if Shiro's a grade 3 actually. So if Doryan wants to call other grade 2s and go in, he could. More to say, if he's able to, that would be a good idea. Because he could probably force Shiro to intercept with the Tidal Assaults. Or he could just attack him. That's an option too. Glory Maelstrom in the damage. So if he doesn't have a grade 3 now, that could have prevented him from getting one. Of course, a misride would hurt Doryan as much as it would hurt Shiro. And with the limit enabler on the field, I'm 100% certain that Shiro isn't going to misride intentionally. And there's Maelstrom. Suddenly, Maelstrom. Of course, on the 4th battle, Maelstrom is going to get the 5k boost, but it's not going to gain its other ability. Well, more to say, it doesn't have a chance of having its other ability because it would have to counterblast 1. Oh, he's going for the rear. He wants Maelstrom's ability to go off. So Doryan takes Tidal Assault attack, probably going to take the other one as well. Because he needs to save his guard for the Maelstrom attack. Gets a critical trigger. A 10k is a 1 to pass. And Doryan just says screw it and perfect guards. Draw trigger, good for Shiro, bad for Doryan. So now Shiro does have the hand advantage. And Doryan has the G assist. Really surprised that Doryan didn't do the second mulligan of the if he might have been forced to do that. Chrono Jet Dragon. Doryan does have the ability to stride as well if he's prepared to get rid of the 2 critical triggers. To be perfectly honest, that's really his best option. Yes. For G assist Doryan, you return the rest, you shuffle your deck, and then do the other part. The other part that you don't like, but I'm really glad that Doryan G assisted because usually he chooses not to. He decides to get rid of the 2 critical triggers like I assumed he would because he does actually need to stride in order to mount a comeback or any kind of offense at all. Gets rid of Epoch Maker as well as I assume he's contemplating the second one. Chooses a Fate Rider. Don't know how many he uses them just because he's choosing Fate Rider. Strangely enough, Epoch Maker and Fate Rider do really similar things. So now we're going to see a stride. Discarding the grade 1 and the grade 2 in his hand in order to use it. And at this point, Doryan is going to need a really, really good triple check. If I was Doryan, I would grab the Chronos Command Dragon if he has it in deck. And he chooses Upheaval Pegasus. Interesting decision. So now everything on Shiro's field goes to the bottom of the deck. And in return, he calls the top 5 from his deck onto the field. So right now, this is basically a gambit as to whether these new 5 cards are going to be better or worse. Well, that's a critical. That's another critical. It's already a lot worse. Holy shit. What? Okay, Doryan did a really, really amazingly good move by deciding to use that skill. That's amazing. I'm glad this is recorded now. Holy crap. 5 triggers, 4 crits in a row, and the final one is a draw. That is really, really interesting and really amazingly funny. He's also going to use Chrono Jet Dragon's skill to return the one on behind the Vanguard to the bottom of the deck, so that there's no chance of him doing that in the next turn. Really smart decision, and it does work out that way. So that's actually pretty amazing that that just happened that way. So straight into battle phase. Shiro no guards. Grade 3, grade 1. One more drive check, man. Oh, he didn't shuffle for G assist. Because those two cards. Yeah, he didn't shuffle for G assist. So he needs to put those back in shuffle. He didn't shuffle for G assist, so he has to put them back in shuffle now and do a different triple check. Because I can confirm by the recording, those are the same 3 cards that were on top of his deck from the G assist check. Doryan double checked with his teammate, and I say on the video, he did not shuffle because those are the 3 from his check. I remember his 3 from the check. I think I remember the other card too. So, not really different. Not really different at all. That was interesting. Doryan's saving grace in this situation is that 1, he can afford 1 damage, and 2, his opponent doesn't have a good field right now. Doing that skill was the best thing Doryan could have done because thanks to that, his opponent has an 8k column and a 10k column. Neither of which are ideal. He's gonna have to give up hand to replace units just to make up for the fact that his field is really bad. He's attacking 11k. The best thing Doryan can do now is just guard what he can and take the Vanguard because he can't block the Vanguard. We know his hand. He has another 5k shield in hand, which will be good for blocking this. And then he has to take the Vanguard. Good news for Doryan. The chances of him actually getting a critical trigger are really low now because of what Doryan did to his deck. That's a heal, doesn't go off. And a draw. Doryan needs a trigger to live. And that's not a trigger. So that means this attack can hit. Oh yeah, and that's the other problem, title skill. All it took is 1 trigger at that point. Giving 1 trigger to the rear would have meant, well, not even a trigger, just anything at that point. He would have been able to draw 1 and call. The call isn't forced. The call isn't forced. The call is up to 1. So you can choose to call 0. Dang it, Bushy. And that's good game. Doryan tried to make a comeback, and he actually did a good job. It's just that his triple check really didn't help him at all. The only thing I could say that Doryan could have done differently or better is that he should have taken a second mulligan to get a better chance at actually having a grade 3. But good games.